Good morning, or good afternoon, or maybe you're watching this at night. What would you do if you won $1 million? This is a typical sentence using second conditional grammar. Let's meet Luca from Italy. He is planning a trip to South America. Do you know this place? He might go to Machu Picchu in Peru. He might go to Brazil. Or he might go to Patagonia in Chile. Or it's unlikely, but if he's got time, he'd like to go to Cartagena in Colombia. But that's very far in the north. So he has some choices to make. If I have enough time, I'll or I will. If I have enough time, I will go to Colombia. Luca is definitely going to South America, but he has to decide where. If the plane can land in Santiago by the 10th of April, I'll go to Patagonia. These are both possible. In the first half, we have a condition, and after the comma, can you see the comma? This is very important, the comma. After the comma is the result. Now, remember I said it's unlikely Luca can go all over South America. It's too expensive and too far. If I had enough time, I would go to Mexico too, or Colombia. If I had more money, I'd take an extra week off work so I could see more of South America. But going to Mexico and taking an extra week off work is impossible. Again though, we have if, condition, comma, and then the result. This is second conditional. I'll explain the form very soon, but let's now meet Amy. Amy is very young, only 18 years old, and she has just finished school. She could get a job in an office. What she really wants to do is go travelling for 1 year. This is called a gap year in Australia. Or she has been accepted into a university in England to study psychology. Amy has some decisions to make. All right, let's think about Amy's situation. This is the real situation. Amy has $500 in her bank account, but her mum has said she might loan her $5,000 to start her travel in Australia. So, here we go. If Amy's mum lends her $5,000, comma, she'll or she will go on a gap year to Australia. This is Amy's very possible future. If she goes to Australia with $5,000 from her mum, comma, she will get a job in Australia to pay for the rest of her holiday. These are very real choices in Amy's future. So Amy wants to go to Australia. She doesn't want to go to university straight after school. Here is the real situation. She got into Leeds University But she doesn't want to go to Leeds. She wanted to go to Oxford University. And Amy doesn't have any friends in the north of England. So have a look at the difference. If she got into Oxford, she would stay in England and start her psychology degree. Remember, she doesn't have any friends in Leeds. So, if Amy had friends in Leeds, she might go to university there. And notice both of these sentences have commas in the middle. So let's review conditional grammar. First conditional or real conditional are for situations that are real, in the future, and likely. So Luca is already planning his trip, and his boss already said he can have 2 weeks off work. Remember those sentences? This is first conditional. Let's stay with first conditional. Remember, it has to be a real situation. It has to be in the future. And it usually is likely. So remember, Amy's mum said she might loan Amy $5,000. Lucky girl. So here were the sentences in first conditional. First conditional, real, future, likely. And how do we form it? If plus present simple, comma, and then you can choose will or won't, can, can't, might, but the most common ones are will and won't. Now you can swap these clauses. Swap to change in the other direction, like this. Oh, sorry, there are some sample sentences. So the condition clause can go to the end, and the result clause can go to the beginning. Notice there is no comma, and if now has no capital letter. Here are some of those same sentences on the next page. I'll come if you want me to. You will get sunburnt if you lie in the sun for too long. You won't get sunburnt if you put sunscreen on. You will live a long life if you listen to your mother. You might not live a long life if you don't listen to your mother.